Welcome to the jungle. Let's talk farmhouse ales. G'day guys, welcome back. So look, I went to the bottle shop on Friday night and I picked out the perfect beer for my review this weekend. But then when I got home, I found a little white box just sitting on my doorstep, begging to be opened. Oh, beer mail is the best type of mail, don't you reckon? And in the box were a couple of samples of his new beer ideas. Table beers, he calls them, early and late. In an industry where at the moment it kind of feels like there's only a couple of new ideas that are dominating the market, it's pretty cool to see someone sort of taking a bit of a tangent, doing their own thing and coming up with something just a little bit different. So yeah, table beers he calls them. So kind of what does that really mean? If you're going to start your session with some pre-dinner drinks, well, that's where early comes in. Time to move to the table to start your meal. No dramas, take your beer with you. You see, these beers have been designed to match with a whole bunch of different food offerings. So I'm tipping that salt and pepper calamari you're having for entree is going to go just nicely with that early. Then as things start to get a little bit serious and the dinner moves on and the meal comes out, that's when it's time to switch to late and enjoy that through the meal and maybe even afterwards as well. Now the reason this works for these two beers is that they are very similar. The malt bills used for the beers are the same, but obviously just used in different quantities because early is only 3% and late is 4.5. The difference between the beers is the hops that they use. But when you're drinking them, you feel like you can easily switch from one to the other without giving your palate too much of a shock because it's so familiar. Think of it as being in the same car, but just shifting gears from third to fourth. See, this is why I was intrigued to try these beers. Enough talk. It's time to crack a can of Dieman Brewing table beer. Beautiful looking beer. Cold late. Fantastic looking beer this one. Straw yellow, maybe a slight tinge of orange going on there, but check out that beautiful white head on top. This beer is a Belgian inspired farmhouse saison and it is bursting with aromas of mango and citrus, but it's also got that familiar sort of saison yeast spiciness that I really struggle to explain. Bloody delicious. Yeah, late is a more hop forward beer than its little brother early. And the taste sort of transforms into kind of like a bit of pineapple and pear sort of fruit flavours a bit. Second taste. I've got to have it because there's so much going on in this beer. It's actually quite complex, but it's also got a really nice dry finish. Perfect for the summer. These two new beers here from Dieman Brewing might just be a game changer for Will. I think the beers deliver on so many different levels. For Will, it allows him to bring his farmhouse beers to the masses in some ways. Early, that's pretty much an entry-level beer with a little bit of a twist, so it delivers for those new drinkers to the craft segment, but it also allows for someone who's a bit more experienced in their craft beer drinking journey to really have a fantastic option as another summer quaffer. The culinary play with these beers is also quite smart in my opinion. As I mentioned before, these beers are designed to match with a whole bunch of different food offerings. Will said to me he thought he might have solved my summer shack beer problem by making this beer called Early, and in some ways he might be right, but in other ways he might have just added to my problem by just giving me another beer to add to my list of potential beers to be drinking down the shack this summer. I guess it's a pretty great problem to have, don't you reckon? So there you go. Couple of new beers, bit of a new idea, opening up to more options for beer drinkers to match with food as well. I think it ticks quite a few boxes and I'm really enjoying these beers here today. So look, until we talk again in this great big craft beer land of ours, cheers to great beers.